Welcome everyone. In this video, we will learn save single or multiple API in detail. Let's try to save some data in database. Go to Body tab, click on Generate Data and generate single object. Based on schema, it will generate some data for us. Let's adjust data as our need. Let's try to save and we'll get the response. When we get the response, if we want to modify the response also, we can do by going into query parameters. We have select and deep properties. So if you want to get only product ID and amount in the return and order ID, we can do so. Okay. Now while doing that, if we want to deeply populate them also, we can do by just specifying them in a deep. If you wanna go in more detail how deep is working, we have separate video for that. Let's try to save multiple entries. Even in a multiple save, we can use the deep population and select features from query parameters. Save single or multiple works same way for all database types. There is no limit how many number of the records you can save in a one go. This multiple save operation will work like atomic operation. So either all of them will be saved in database or none of them will be saved. Before sending request to the database, API Maker will validate and convert payload based on this schema. Let's try to save order transaction without quantity. We'll send that and it is able to save. Now let's implement required validation on that. So for that, let's modify schema for quantity. When we click on this, go to the example, click on the schema here. Now here we'll see many other examples. So this is number field which is required. So now here we'll paste it like this. So it is saying our type is number and inside the validations we have required true. Now if you add comma and you can see many other validations also. Update the schema, remove the quantity. Now try to send it and we'll get nice error message like please provide valid quantity field with type number. Same way we can add required validation to other properties like price. If you feel this is quite a repetitive task, you can define on top like this required and assign that value here also. Update the schema. Let's remove price and quantity. Try to save and we'll get the two error messages. Let's try to add custom validator function on the price. This function should return boolean value and it will accept current value and full object as a second parameter. Now based on our decision, let's say we'll implement some sample logic like this. If current value is equal to 3, then return false, else return true. Update the schema. So when our price is 3, it is saying that please provide valid price, and when it is not 3, it will allow it to save. So we have said that if current value is 3, it means price value is 3, then data is not valid, and if it is not 3, then we are returning true. The same way we can access other properties in the full object. Let's have a quick look on conversion properties. Edit the schema. Let's modify this payment method. Add the conversions. And now we want to make everything as uppercase. We'll pass it as a true. Update the schema. When we try to save, that cash is converted to capital 1. The same way we have other conversion properties like to lowercase, encryption, hashing, trim, end, start, like that. This encryption is very useful to save the passwords. So when user gets the password, it will encrypt that password and it will save into the database. This custom conversion function can convert data based on our business logic. Custom conversion function also works like as a validator function. So we can return the actual value. Let's say in this case we can return string, and let's comment out this uppercase property. So and we will do that uppercase conversion. Now let's try to save it again. Again it is converted to capital case because of custom conversion function. So in short, API Maker can handle complex payload validation and conversion very easily before going to the database itself.